Speaking of Conor McGregor, he says that he is back this summer, that he's got the call from the UFC that he is officially back. We have not gotten any word from Dana White or the UFC yet, but obviously previously Conor announced on Instagram on New Year's Eve that he was fighting Michael Chandler, International Fight Week, June 29th at 185 pounds, which, if you think that's a joke, it's understandable. I'm not so sure how much of a joke it is that Conor does want to fight at middleweight at some point, because he would be fighting in 4 weight classes at that point, which is something that he's always wanted to do. So I think that it's possible, but I don't think that this fight will happen at 185. But either way, it seems like Conor got some sort of a phone call where he made this announcement. Now, how many times have we gotten this news on Conor coming back in the last 2 years, Timmy? It seems like it's been like 10 times we've gotten this announcement. So do you take it seriously? Do you think it's happening?
No. I will believe it when I see it. Listen, Conor McGregor is the biggest star in the UFC, by far, biggest star the sport has ever seen. I love Conor McGregor, and I know it's fashionable to hate on the guy, but I can never hate on the man who made my favorite sport so much more popular. There was a time before Conor McGregor where I would struggle to find people to talk to about MMA. And then after Conor McGregor, all of a sudden I had lots of people to talk MMA with. So listen, the sport is better when Conor's fighting. I really hope this fight happens, but I will believe it when I see it. Based off all of the things Dana has said recently about this, like, listen, Conor's making a ton of money in movies. I don't know if Conor's ever going to come back. Conor's coming off of a major injury. People forget that. Like, he's just going to come back and he's going to be the old Conor again. He might never be the same because his leg might never be the same. I don't know if this fight's going to happen. I want it to happen for obvious reasons, because the sport is better when he's fighting. But I will not believe they're actually fighting until Conor McGregor is in the octagon and walking out to Sinead O'Connor.
There you go. Well, I have been consistent that I believe Conor McGregor will be back. My concern has been for Michael Chandler, because I am worried that he is waiting out for a fight that's never going to happen. He's not going to get his red panty night. I have a good feeling about it. I think that Conor McGregor is too valuable. He's been too consistent about saying that he wants to come back, that he's going to come back. It's been 3 years, so the leg should have healed by now. If it hasn't healed by now, it's never going to heal. So I think that we will see him. Whether or not it's this summer, as he said, remains to be seen, obviously. But I do think we will get him back. I just think that he's too important to the UFC. Like, regardless of the fact that it wouldn't be for a title fight, just wait until you see the numbers, man. Then everybody will be reminded just of how important he truly is. And, look no further than the fact that he's in a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, arm wrestling on, for interviews for like Variety, and doing he just had a premiere last night where all the stars showed up. He's a massive star. He goes beyond sports, it goes beyond MMA. He transcends culture in a way. So I think Conor will be back. And he says that he wants that, speaking of his injury, he wants that Poirier quadrilogy. That is the fight that he really wants. So get back in there against Chandler. Then you can start talking about other ones. But let's see him back. The sporting world needs Conor McGregor.
I just want to throw this out there. No offense to Michael Chandler. I still don't think that's the biggest fight Conor could come back. We all know what the biggest fight Conor should come back to, and that is the trilogy with Nate. That, I think, the biggest fight, other than Khabib is resurrected from retirement and they have a rematch. I think that's the biggest fight that they can do. Nate and Conor 3.
I agree. Obviously this is a dirty business. It's not a fair world, but Michael Chandler deserves the fight. He's done everything right. I think that we just get that out of the way. It's obviously not the biggest fight, but it's probably an easier fight than the other ones, and easier. He's obviously a dangerous opponent, but I think get that fight out of the way. Then you got Islam, you got Nate, you got Poirier, you got potentially Oliveira. You got some big options out there that could be really big fights. So I hope that there is more left in the tank for Conor McGregor, because the guy's an absolute superstar.
Let me tell you something about Andrew. This is my boy right here. You disrespect him, you're disrespecting me.
Inside fighting. Shout out to Inside Fighting.